Chosen one, what I am about to share with you today is not just a message, but a divine summons that arrived at the exact moment you needed to hear it most. If you are reading these words now, know that it is not by chance. God has guided you here because something powerful and transformative is about to reveal itself in your life. This is a moment that has been prepared since the beginning of time, a cosmic coming together of circumstances and purposes that culminate in this message. Throughout this text, you will understand how the forces that seem to work against you are, in fact, being used as tools for your elevation. Stay tuned, as every line here is written to open your eyes to the greatness of what is to come. Before we go any further, I want you to do 3 important things. First, pause for a moment and click the like button on this video. This helps this message reach other chosen who need to hear it. Then, subscribe to the channel to continue receiving content that will strengthen your spiritual journey. Finally, comment on the word transformation in the comments below. This simple act will activate a powerful energy of alignment with what God has in store for you. Your interaction is more than a gesture. It is a manifestation of your faith in the divine plan. Now, allow me to ask you a question. Have you ever wondered why you seem to face so many adversities, so many plots that seek to interrupt your journey? The answer to this lies in your essence as the chosen one. You have been set apart, called to a greater purpose, and that separation does not come without challenges. The people who plot against you, who speak in secret and plot your downfall, have no idea that they are playing a role in something much larger than they can understand. God is using these circumstances not to destroy you, but to shape you, strengthen you, and prepare you for what is to come. This message is your opportunity to see the divine plan in action, even in the darkest moments. Now that you have taken these first steps, I want you to pause again and reflect. The adversities you face are not signs that you are on the wrong path. On the contrary, they are proof that you are exactly where you are supposed to be. When you are chosen, the path will not always be easy, but it will always be full of meaning. It is in this context that God turns every conspiracy against you into steps towards your ascension. Every blow you face is an opportunity to rise up, to align further with the purpose that was set for you before you were even born. If you are here now, it is because the time has come to understand the depth of this truth. It is no coincidence that difficulties arise at specific times. They are part of a divine plan that aims to transform you into something beyond your own understanding. This text is your key to unlocking a new perspective on the battles you face. And by understanding this perspective, you will find yourself not only overcoming these challenges, but using them as fuel to reach heights that once seemed unreachable. Lastly, before we dive into the deep details of this journey, I want to remind you that you are never alone. God is by your side at every step, watching and guiding your steps. The forces that conspire against you do not have the power to prevail, because the force that is with you is greater than any opposition. And it is with this certainty that you must proceed, knowing that every word you read here was written with the purpose of lighting in you the flame of faith, resilience, and determination. Let's explore together how adversity can become the basis for your greatest victory. There are times in your journey as a chosen one when the forces conspiring against you seem insurmountable. Maybe it's people you trusted, situations that seemed stable, or opportunities you thought were safe that suddenly turn against you. These moments are devastating, not only because of the difficulties they present, but also because of the emotional impact they leave. It's easy in these moments to feel helpless, betrayed, and question why so many things seem to be going against you. However, what you must deeply understand is that these conspiracies do not have the power to destroy you. because God is in absolute control of every detail. He sees what you don't see, and uses even the darkest intentions of his enemies as tools to reveal his strength and expand his ability to overcome. When observing these adversities, it is important to understand that the attack is not against you as a person, but against the divine purpose that you carry. The enemy recognizes the light you possess even before you fully understand your potential. It is this light, this innate strength within you, that awakens attempts at sabotage. People may feel jealous, inferior, or simply can't stand the idea that you are destined for something greater. However, what they don't realize is that by plotting against you, they are actually contributing to your growth. Every negative word, every betrayal, and every attempt to discredit you are like cutting tools, removing the layers that hide the shine of your true essence. Consider the stories of spiritual figures like Joseph of Egypt, who faced rejection from his own brothers, was sold into slavery, and was unjustly imprisoned. To human eyes, it seemed that everything was conspiring against him. But God was present in every detail. He used these circumstances to prepare Joseph for a position of greatness he could never have imagined. Just like Jose, you are also being prepared. Every trial you face, every trap placed in your path, is a stepping stone to the position God has already destined for you. Human plans may be flawed, but God's plan is perfect and unshakable. When you start to see adversity from this perspective, something changes inside you. Pain stops being an unbearable burden and becomes a catalyst for your evolution. You realize that difficulties are not obstacles to your progress, but rather trials that strengthen your faith and shape your character. Rejection becomes a redirection. Betrayal becomes an invitation to trust God even more, and challenges become opportunities to demonstrate the resilience and courage that were planted within you from the beginning. This understanding completely changes the way you face daily struggles. Furthermore, these battles you face not only shape you, but also serve as a testimony to those who watch you. There are people watching your journey, some with negative intentions, others seeking inspiration. Your ability to face these adversities with faith and dignity not only glorifies God, but also plants seeds of hope in others. You're not just living a story, you are writing a message that will be read by many. And every obstacle you overcome is another line in this powerful message, showing that, with God, all things are possible. Divine action in the life of the Chosen One is not just reactive. She is proactive and intentional. God does not wait for you to face adversity before acting. He already prepared the way before you were even born. Every situation that seems like a blow to you has already been predicted and turned into an opportunity for your growth. When you look at the challenges you face, it's essential to remember that they are not accidents or coincidences. They are part of a divine plan that is intended to not only lead you to success, but also equip you with the wisdom and strength necessary to sustain that success. God uses moments of pain as spiritual laboratories, where your faith is tested, your character is shaped, and your resilience is expanded. Sometimes it may seem like the difficulties are more than you can handle, but this perception is just an illusion. The truth is that God never allows you to face something you cannot overcome. What happens is that He often allows you to reach your limits so that you can understand that it is not by your own strength, but by divine power that you triumph. Every battle that seems impossible is actually an opportunity for God to show His power in your life. And it's in these moments that you realize you're not just facing challenges. You are being prepared for a destiny that demands unwavering strength, courage, and faith. What today seems like an unbearable burden will soon be testimony to your victory. The Chosen One's spiritual purpose goes beyond survival. It involves leadership, inspiration, and impacting lives around you. The battles you face are not just yours. They have a direct impact on the greater purpose God has planned for you. Through your struggles and victories, you become a beacon for those facing their own storms. You show that it is possible to overcome, grow, and prosper even in the midst of the most adverse circumstances. And this influence is not something small. When God elevates the Chosen One, He does so in a way that glorifies His name and inspires others to seek the same spiritual strength. As you face trials, God is working behind the scenes, lining up people, opportunities, and resources you don't even know you need. He turns conspiracies against you into ladders for your ascension. Your enemies, without realizing it, become instruments of the divine plan. The rejection you suffered was not an end, but a beginning. Every closed door made room for a window you haven't seen yet. What seemed like an inevitable defeat was, in fact, a victory in disguise. This is the power of God in action, taking what was meant for evil and transforming it into something that exalts His glory and reveals His love for you. Finally, it's crucial to remember that your journey as a chosen one is not linear. There will be ups and downs, moments of doubt and clarity. But at every turn of the way, God is present. He doesn't just watch from afar. He walks with you, supports you, and guides your steps. When you feel like you can't go on, He is the one who carries you. And even if the circumstances around you seem bleak, the divine light that is within you can never be extinguished. This light is not just yours. It is a reflection of God's presence in your life. And it is this light that shines brightest in the darkest moments, showing the world that you are indeed a chosen one. When you understand that your life is in God's hands, the way you see adversity changes completely. Each obstacle stops being an insurmountable barrier and becomes a test of faith, an opportunity to grow, and a demonstration that God is shaping you for something greater. Think about the storms you have faced so far. How many times have you believed it would be the end, only to see a door open at the moment you needed it most? This was no coincidence. It was divine intervention. God never allows you to face something without first providing a way out or a solution, even if it is not immediately visible. He acts in silence, moving pieces and setting the stage for His victory to be complete. God's plans for the chosen one are no ordinary plans. They are carefully crafted, taking into account every detail of your journey, from your unique abilities to the challenges you will face. He uses your weaknesses to demonstrate His strength and turns your defeats into tools for your greater ascension. The key word here is transformation. What seemed like a death blow to your life is actually the foundation upon which God is building His purpose. This is why, as a chosen one, you cannot allow yourself to be defined by the failures or attacks you suffer. You are defined by how God transforms these experiences into opportunities to manifest His glory. Remember that the enemies plotting against you are limited by what they can see. They do not understand the purpose God has placed in their lives, nor do they have access to the divine plan that is being revealed at every step. While they believe they are hindering your progress, God is using their every action to propel you closer to the destiny He has already established. This is the beauty of the divine plan. It transforms even evil into an instrument of upliftment. Joseph of Egypt would not have achieved his position of influence without first experiencing the betrayal of his brothers and the years of trial in Egypt. Likewise, your adversities are setting the stage for something much greater. Furthermore, every battle you face is not just about you. It's about the impact your victory will have on the world around you. God chooses you not just to be uplifted, but to be a source of inspiration, a beacon to those who are also on their own journeys. Your resilience, your faith, and your ability to continue even in the face of the greatest difficulties are living testimonies of the power of God. People who are observing your life, some silently, will be impacted by the way you face challenges. Your journey is a reminder that with God, all things are possible, and that no plan of the enemy can prevail against those he has chosen. Finally, it is essential to understand that, as a chosen one, your victory is not only inevitable, it is necessary for God's greater plan. Not only will He allow you to overcome adversity, but He will do so in a way that makes it clear that it was He who acted. Your enemies will see that all your efforts were in vain, because the power of God is greater than any conspiracy. And when you reach the place He prepared for you, it will be evident that every step, every tear, and every battle was worth it. You are not just being elevated, you are being transformed into a living example of divine grace and power. God's plans for your life are so vast and detailed that even the actions of your enemies become part of your journey of growth. When they conspire to overthrow Him, what they really do is help build the stage for His exaltation. Every unkind word, every attempt to demoralize you is transformed by God into an opportunity to demonstrate His sovereignty. These plots, which at first glance seem destined to destroy you, are reconfigured by the divine plan to solidify your foundation of success. While your enemies invest time and energy trying to stop you, God has already prepared the next step in your ascension. This is a powerful reminder that, as a chosen one, you are not subject to the control of circumstances, but to the divine will that is always working on your behalf. Central to this journey is understanding that your elevation is not just a response to plots against you, but an essential component of the divine plan for your life. When God chooses someone, He not only calls, but also empowers. The adversities you face are not obstacles, but training. They reveal your strength, shape your character, and prove to you and others that your journey has a greater purpose. Every plot that tries to thwart your progress is actually proof that you are on the right path. Your enemies would not rise up against you if there was not something extraordinary destined for you. And it is this certainty that should guide you, even in the darkest moments. When faced with these situations, you may notice a pattern. The greater the attempt to take you down, the more significant the victory that awaits you. This dynamic is a reflection of the divine plan that uses opposing forces to demonstrate His power and love for you. God doesn't just block attacks against you, He turns them into tools that drive your growth. Imagine a stone being polished. The process may be painful, but the result is something precious and of inestimable value. This is your journey. Each plot, each adversity, is like sandpaper that removes imperfections and reveals the shine that has always been inside you. The most impressive thing is that, while you are focused on overcoming the challenges, God is taking care of details that you cannot even imagine. He is aligning people, opening doors, and creating opportunities that will be revealed at the right time. You may not see it now, but every moment of waiting and every difficult step is contributing to something much bigger than you can understand. God's vision for your life is much broader and deeper than the limited perspective of your enemies. They only see the present, while God already knows the outcome, and He is working to ensure that everything works in their favor. These revelations are not just a comfort, but a call to continue moving forward with confidence. The understanding that nothing happens without the knowledge of God, and that every challenge has a purpose, should fuel your faith and renew your determination. It's not just about overcoming the battles, It's about learning to see battles as part of something bigger. Every plot against you is proof that you are chosen, and every victory you achieve is proof that God's plan is unchanging. It is this certainty that transforms your journey, allowing you to move forward not with fear, but with courage and expectation for what is to come. As you walk this journey as a chosen one, it is inevitable that attacks on your life will serve as constant reminders that your mission is great. Every difficulty that arises is actually a reflection of the impact you have on the spiritual and physical world. Enemies do not waste energy on those who do not pose a threat, and the fact that there is resistance to your path is proof that you are on a path that is uncomfortable. These attacks are not signs of failure, but confirmations that you are a crucial piece in the divine plan. God is allowing these situations to challenge you, not so that you give up, but so that you grow and align yourself even more with the purpose He has outlined for your life. With every attempted obstruction you face, God turns the obstacles into platforms for your ascension. The people who plot against you may believe they are hindering your progress, but what they don't realize is that they are helping to fulfill God's plan. This does not mean that their intentions are good or justified, but it does demonstrate that even the most evil acts can be used to glorify God. Remember Joseph of Egypt. What his brothers planned as evil became the opportunity for him to save not only his family, but also an entire nation. Just like Jose, you are also being positioned for something greater. The depth of this divine transformation goes beyond what human eyes can see. When God acts, He not only turns evil into good, He does this in a way that exalts you in the face of those who have tried to harm you. The table prepared in the presence of enemies is not just a promise, but a reality for the chosen one. God ensures that His victory is visible, not as an act of revenge, but as a testimony of His power. Your rise will not be silent. It will be a statement to all who doubted you, a reminder that no one can frustrate divine plans. And that is why you must remain steadfast, even when circumstances seem unbearable. There is something profoundly transformative about knowing that every battle you face is an opportunity to align yourself even more with God. Painful experiences, although difficult, are not wasted. They are tools that God uses to refine your vision, increase your compassion, and strengthen your faith. These difficult times prepare you to lead with wisdom, because only those who have faced the fire can guide others through the flames. Your Tonyu, pain is a testament that you not only survived, but thrived, and it inspires those around you to believe that they too can overcome. This path, which often seems to be full of losses, is actually a path of abundant harvests. Every tear shed, every moment of doubt, is planting seeds that will germinate in times of joy and abundance. God not only restores what was lost, it multiplies what has been taken from you. And as you move forward, it's important to remember that your journey isn't just about you. It's about the lives that will be impacted by your testimony, the hearts that will be touched by your resilience, and the souls that will be inspired to seek God because they saw what He did in your life. As you continue on this journey as a chosen one, one of the biggest challenges is remembering that your strength comes not just from you, but from your direct connection to God. In the most difficult moments, when everything seems to be falling apart, it is this connection that sustains you. God doesn't just watch Him from afar. He walks beside you, carrying you when necessary and guiding your steps so you don't get lost. These moments of weakness are not a sign of failure, but an opportunity to surrender completely to the divine will. The more you trust, the more you discover that the strength that comes from God is unlimited, and that difficulties are only temporary in the face of the eternity of His promises. The attacks you face are not just external challenges, but also internal battles. Often, the enemy works to plant doubts and fears in your mind, trying to convince you that you are not capable or worthy of fulfilling the purpose God has prepared for you. But these lies have no power over you when you keep your mind and heart firmly fixed on God. Prayer, meditation, and time spent in communion with Him are your greatest weapons. It is in these moments that you find clarity, peace, and a renewal of strength to continue moving forward, even when the path seems impossible to follow. With every step you take, God is shaping not only your path, but also your character. He's turning His struggles into stories of victory and using every scar as a symbol of His resilience. These scars are not marks of defeat, but rather badges of honor that show how much you have overcome. And these stories, these lessons learned in the heat of battle, are not just for you. They are to be shared with others who are also struggling. God is preparing you to be a leader, someone who can speak with authority and empathy because you have been in the place of pain and overcome it. Furthermore, it is important to remember that, as a chosen one, your life is a living message to those around you. Every decision you make, every battle you win, is a testimony to God's faithfulness. People are watching, some seeking inspiration, and others waiting for His downfall. But your perseverance and your faith are proof that nothing can defeat someone who is firmly anchored in God. Your journey is not just about you, it's about all those who will be impacted by what you live and what you stand for. And that's why you must keep going, even when it seems difficult, because your victory is not just yours. It belongs to everyone you will inspire along the way. As you reflect on everything you've faced so far, it's impossible not to realize how much you've grown. Difficulties that once seemed unbearable are now seen as valuable lessons. You are no longer the same person who started this journey. You have been transformed, refined by fire, and strengthened by divine grace. And as you look ahead, you can be sure that the same God who brought you this far will continue to guide you. The adversities will not end, but you now understand that each one is an opportunity to further align with divine purpose. You are prepared, empowered, and ready to face anything that comes your way, because you know that God is with you. As you continue your journey, it is essential that you never lose sight of the purpose God has established for your life. Every battle, every tear, and every obstacle is part of a much larger plan, carefully orchestrated to get you to the place He has designed for you. The pain you feel today is only temporary, but the glory that is to come will be eternal. Don't allow current difficulties to cloud the vision of the bright future that God has prepared. Every step taken in faith brings you closer to that destination. And even if the path seems long, know that every effort will be rewarded at the right time. The conspiracies and attacks you have faced, far from being signs of failure, are evidence of your importance in the divine plan. The enemy does not waste energy on those who have no impact. The fact that you are the target of so much adversity is proof that you carry something extraordinary within you. God is using these challenges to purify, strengthen, and position you. His enemies may have planned his downfall, but they are unaware that every attempt to overthrow him is being turned into a tool for his rise. This truth is the basis for your confidence that no matter what happens, God will always be by your side. There is something powerful about knowing that God not only sees your struggles, but uses them as platforms for His victory. He is not a distant spectator, but an active participant in your journey. Every move against you is reversed by Him, transformed into something that pushes you closer to the purpose He has outlined for your life. And while your enemies watch, God prepares a table for you, a banquet of blessings that makes it clear that your victory depends not on circumstances, but on divine power. This is the promise that sustains your journey, the certainty that nothing can frustrate the plans that God has for you. Along this journey, the scars you acquire become reminders of how much you have overcome. They are not signs of weakness, but of resilience, and they tell the story of a chosen one who did not give up, even in the face of the greatest adversity. These marks are symbols of the work God is doing in you, refining you like gold in the fire. And as you move forward, those scars become living testimony, inspiring others to believe they can overcome their own battles too. You are not just living a journey. You are writing a story that will be told for generations. Finally, remember that the strength that sustains you is not yours alone. It is the strength of God, working through you, guiding your every step and sustaining your every decision. Your journey as a chosen one is unique, full of challenges, but also full of victories that glorify the name of God. Continue moving forward with faith and confidence, knowing that the conspiracies against you are irrelevant in the face of divine power. With each battle won, you become more aligned with the purpose that God has prepared for your life. And it is this alignment that ensures that your journey will not only impact you, but also inspire many others to walk with faith, courage, and determination. When you look back and reflect on everything you've faced, it's impossible not to realize how much you have been transformed. Adversities that seemed insurmountable became springboards for His elevation. Every tear, every moment of doubt was used by God as a tool to shape your strength, patience, and resilience. You now understand that challenges were not sent to destroy you, but to refine you and prepare you for an extraordinary future. And as you move forward, this transformation becomes evident not only to you, but also to those around you. Your journey is a living testimony of God's grace and power in action. The impact of your journey as a chosen goes far beyond you. God is not only working in your life, but He is using your story to inspire others. People who observe your journey, Peter, some silently, others openly, see in you proof that it is possible to overcome challenges and achieve something greater. His life becomes a powerful example of faith and determination, a living message that God never abandons His own. Every victory you achieve is a proclamation that, with God, all things are possible. And this leaves a deep mark on everyone who has the opportunity to witness your journey. As you move forward, remember that God's favor is not something that can be stopped by conspiracies or attacks. Enemies can try to thwart your plans, but they cannot thwart God's plans. At every step, He is aligning circumstances, opening doors, and removing obstacles to ensure you reach the destination He has prepared. And when you reach that place, it will be evident that every moment of pain and every battle fought was worth it. You will realize that you were never alone, that every challenge was an invitation to trust God more deeply, and that every victory was designed to glorify His name. The plots against you have no real power, because God has already decreed your victory. While others are plotting their downfall, He is setting the stage for their ascension. His life is proof that nothing can prevent the fulfillment of the divine plan. Even those who oppose you will be forced to recognize the power of God in your life. They will see that every attempt to bring you down has been turned into an opportunity to uplift you. And when that happens, it won't just be a personal victory. It will be a declaration to the world that the chosen one is untouchable when under divine protection. Finally, let this message sink into your heart. You are chosen, set apart for a greater purpose, and nothing can change that. The adversities you face are not the end, but the beginning of something extraordinary. God is with you, guiding your steps, strengthening your faith, and using each situation to prepare you for what is to come. Continue walking with confidence, knowing that your journey is important, not just for you, but for everyone who will be impacted by your story. Your life is living proof of God's transforming power, and your victories are just the beginning of an eternal legacy that will glorify His name. So, chosen one, remember, every adversity you face is a step towards your ascension, and God is by your side every step of the way. If this message touched your heart, leave a like, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to the channel for more messages like this. Your life is a living testimony to the power of God, and what is to come will be even greater than you can imagine. And don't forget, the next video will be a revelation that could change everything. So, we'll see you soon.